Imagine having a mindset so calm and focused that nothing can shake you. Picture a state of internal quiet where external chaos, pressure, and setbacks no longer throw you off balance. This isn't a superpower reserved for a chosen few. It is a trainable skill, a mental fortress you can build brick by brick. That is the power of Stoic philosophy, and today you will learn how to use it to your advantage. This ancient wisdom, born in the bustling marketplaces of Athens and refined in the halls of Roman power, offers a timeless blueprint for navigating the complexities of modern life with grace and strength. It provides a practical operating system for the mind. For centuries, the world's greatest leaders, thinkers, and achievers have turned to this philosophy not as an academic exercise, but as a practical tool for living. They understood that success is not merely about what happens to you, but about how you respond. Stoicism teaches you to master that response. It is a philosophy built for action, designed for the battlefield, the boardroom, and the everyday challenges that test our resolve. It's about finding tranquility not by escaping the world, but by mastering your inner world so you can engage with life more effectively and purposefully. This is your invitation to discover that same internal power. You may think of philosophy as something abstract, confined to dusty books and university halls, but Stoicism is different. It is intensely practical. It asks simple but profound questions. What is truly within my control? How can I find good in any situation? How do I live a life of meaning and virtue? The answers it provides are not complex theories, but straightforward principles you can apply the moment you learn them. It is a toolkit for building resilience, a guide for making better decisions, and a compass for maintaining your equilibrium when the storms of life hit. It transforms philosophy from a subject you study into a way you live. This journey is not about becoming unfeeling or emotionless. That is a common misconception. Instead, it is about developing a relationship with your emotions where you are the one in charge. It's about learning to observe your feelings without being controlled by them, allowing you to think with clarity when it matters most. From ancient emperors to modern-day entrepreneurs and elite athletes, Stoicism has been the secret weapon for those who must perform under immense pressure. Today, we will unlock those secrets and show you how to build an unshakable mindset step by step for lasting success in your own life. In the world we live in, stress often feels like the price of admission for ambition. We are told to hustle harder, move faster, and constantly push our limits. This relentless pace leaves many feeling overwhelmed, reactive, and perpetually on edge. But what if there was another way? Stoicism offers a powerful alternative. A path to achieving your goals, not through frantic effort, but through calm, deliberate action. It presents the promise of a quiet mind that fuels powerful results. This philosophy is your guide to trading chronic stress for unshakable stability, helping you build a foundation of inner peace from which you can launch your greatest achievements. The core of this promise lies in a simple but revolutionary idea: focusing only on what you can control and accepting what you cannot. This single shift in perspective has the power to change everything. It frees up immense mental and emotional energy that was previously wasted on worrying about things outside your influence. Imagine what you could accomplish if you redirected all that energy toward your efforts, your choices, and your character. This is not about passivity. It is about strategic wisdom. It is about channeling your power where it has the most impact, allowing you to move with intention and precision, unburdened by the weight of the uncontrollable. Throughout our exploration, we will move beyond theory and give you practical, actionable strategies. You will learn how the teachings of thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus can be directly applied to your career, your relationships, and your personal growth. We will break down how to handle difficult colleagues, navigate unexpected business challenges, and maintain your focus in a world full of distractions. You will discover simple exercises that build emotional resilience, daily habits that cultivate discipline, and mental models that bring clarity to complex decisions. This is your toolkit for winning under pressure, not by fighting against the current, but by mastering the art of sailing. This is more than just a lesson in ancient history, it is a blueprint for a better life. The goal is to equip you with the mental tools to not only face adversity, but to use it as a catalyst for growth. By the end of our time together, you will have a clear understanding of how Stoic principles can help you reduce stress, sharpen your focus, and make more effective decisions. You will see why this 2,000-year-old philosophy is more relevant today than ever before. Prepare to build a stronger mindset, cultivate an inner citadel of calm, and unlock your true potential for success. Our journey into Stoicism begins not in a grand lecture hall, but in the heart of ancient Athens around 300 BC. A merchant named Zeno of Citium had just lost everything in a shipwreck. Stranded and seeking direction, he wandered into a bookstore and began to read about Socrates. Inspired, he sought out the city's wisest philosophers, learning from them, but ultimately forging his own path. Zeno started teaching his philosophy not in a private academy, but publicly on a painted porch, the Stoa Poikile, from which his school of thought would get its name. Stoicism was born from disaster, a philosophy for thriving, not in spite of hardship, but because of it. It was designed from its inception for real people facing real-world problems. From these humble beginnings, the philosophy spread, its practical wisdom resonating with people from all walks of life. It traveled from Greece to Rome, where it was embraced by some of history's most influential figures. We hear its voice in the letters of Seneca, a brilliant statesman and one of Rome's wealthiest men, who wrote powerfully about overcoming adversity, managing anger, and preparing for the worst. He advised Emperor Nero and, despite his immense power and privilege, constantly reflected on the fragility of life and the importance of inner character. Seneca's writings are not abstract treatises. They are practical letters of advice to friends, filled with timeless guidance on how to live well. Then there is Epictetus, whose story offers a stark contrast. Born a slave, he endured immense physical hardship, including a deliberately broken leg that left him lame for life. After gaining his freedom, he became one of the most respected Stoic teachers of his time. Epictetus taught that true freedom is not a matter of external circumstance, but of internal mastery. He argued that no one can harm your inner self, your character, your choices, your will, unless you allow them to. His teaching, transcribed by his student Arrian in the Discourses and the Enchiridion or Handbook, are a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the unconquerable nature of a well-trained mind. Finally, we arrive at the most remarkable Stoic of all, Marcus Aurelius, the Emperor of Rome. At the height of his power, commanding the most dominant empire on earth, he sat down each night to write to himself. His private journal, now known as the Meditations, was not intended for publication. It was a personal practice, a collection of reminders, reflections, and exercises in Stoic philosophy. Here was the most powerful man in the world reminding himself to be humble, to be patient, to be just, and to focus only on what he could control. From a shipwrecked merchant to a disabled slave to a Roman emperor, Stoicism proved its value as a universal guide for anyone seeking to live a life of purpose and tranquility. At the very heart of Stoicism lies a single, life-altering principle known as the dichotomy of control. Epictetus stated it most clearly. Some things are up to us and some things are not up to us. This simple distinction is the cornerstone, the fundamental lens through which a Stoic sees the world. What is up to us? Our thoughts, our judgments, our choices, our actions, our character. In short, our inner world. What is not up to us? Everything else. Health, wealth, reputation, actions of other people, outcomes of our efforts, the weather, the economy, a traffic jam, a global pandemic. This idea is not an invitation to apathy or passivity. It is the ultimate call to action, but a strategically focused one. The Stoics argue that the vast majority of human anxiety, frustration, and suffering comes from a fundamental error, trying to control what we cannot, while neglecting what we can. We worry about whether a client will accept our proposal instead of focusing on making the proposal as excellent as possible. We get angry when someone treats us unfairly instead of focusing on our own response of maintaining our composure and integrity. Think of an archer. The archer can control the quality of their bow, the straightness of their arrow, their stance, their breathing, the moment of release. They can practice relentlessly to perfect their form. This is what is up to them. However, once the arrow leaves the bow, it is no longer in their control. A sudden gust of wind might blow it off course. The target might move. These external factors are not up to them. The unskilled archer obsesses over the wind and the target, their anxiety ruining their shot. The Stoic archer focuses exclusively on executing a perfect shot, accepting the outcome, whatever it may be, with equanimity. Their goal is not hitting the target, but shooting well. This principle immediately declutters your mind. It acts as a filter for your daily concerns. When you feel a surge of anxiety or anger, you can pause and ask a simple question: is this thing that is upsetting me within my control? If the answer is no, then your task is to practice acceptance. It is a fact of nature, as unchangeable as gravity. If the answer is yes, then your task is to take rational action. Stop worrying and start doing. This simple exercise, practiced daily, frees you from the emotional weight of 1,000 burdens you were never meant to carry, allowing you to pour your energy into becoming a better, more effective, more serene human being. The wealth of wisdom within Stoicism can feel overwhelming at first. There are dozens of principles, exercises, habits to consider. The temptation is to try to implement everything at once, which often leads to frustration and abandonment. The Stoic approach is one of deliberation and focus. Start by choosing one thing and doing it consistently. Lasting change comes from small, repeated actions that build momentum. Your journey starts with the power of a single habit. Chosen today, practice tomorrow. Don't try to master everything overnight. Review the practical exercises and pick the one that resonates most. Commit to practicing it every single day for 1 week. This is your first experiment in applied philosophy. Notice the calm created when you pause before reacting. Observe the clarity from sorting what you can and cannot control. Feel the purpose that a morning intention gives your day. Stoic wisdom becomes powerful only when applied. This is your invitation. This is your starting line. Choose one practice, just one. Try it for 7 days and watch your calm, focus, and ability to handle pressure. One small step can begin a profound transformation, the first brick in your unshakable inner citadel. The path to a stronger, more resilient self is built one deliberate action at a time. Your journey begins now. Stoic wisdom becomes powerful only when you apply it. If this helped you think differently, hit like, subscribe, and comment on which Stoic habit you'll start using today.